Hey everybody. So we're back again, and today we are doing a devotion on our psalm reading for Sunday. This is Psalm 90, verses 1 to 12. I know Sunday it stopped at 10, but we just have to read two more verses because they're too good. So go ahead and hit pause on this video and then come on back and we'll talk about it. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. So the theme this week is God is our protector. And this psalm, oh my goodness, is so rich in the imagery of God as a protector. So, I mean, all the way from the beginning to the end. And it uses things like a refuge, fortress, saving you from the fowler's snare, deadly pestilence. He covers you with his feathers, wings of refuge, a shield and rampart. He protects you from terrors of the night, arrows, pestilence, plagues. And then talks about thousands falling at your side, 10,000 at your right side. No one will come near you. And I always love it in the Psalms when the imagery is there, when you can paint a very clear picture. I mean, we know what feathers look like, right? We know what a shield looks like, what a rampart looks like. Now we know what a plague, right? looks like. We know about a fortress. Like, these are things that we could physically, go see, touch, experience to get a real life example of what God as our protector looks like, what that means. And so when they talk about God as an example in verse 4, the very end, it says he's a shield and a rampart. Just being able to go and Google, what some of those things would look like. Shields looked differently. They function different purposes. But the main point of a shield is for protection. And the shield is something that we see in scriptures brought up before. A shield is used later in the New Testament to talking about the spiritual armor of God. And so again, the imagery is powerful. There, I'm sure, are times when people doubt what it is that God's doing, where he is, why things are happening the way they are. And in Jeremiah, that we'll get into tomorrow, we'll hear about that. That's what the prophet says. And so in this present world, when we have these big, major things that worry us, that threaten us, these Psalms are, for me personally, the things that I will run to read, because I need that visualization of a shield, of a refuge, a fortress to go to. There's a really cool ministry out there called Visual Faith Ministries. And one of the things that they specialize in is creating a space for people to have creative license to interpret what it is that they are reading from the scriptures. So, Psalms like this, they might give a fortress to color with the Bible verse around it. That ministry, I feel like, is really helpful. Just when we're talking about this idea of visualizing the promises that God has given, to be able to pull ourselves out of the muck and the mire and the here and now, and things are going all wrong and woe is me. To be able to have that visualization in front of you can be really, really powerful. So going on to why I want to include all the way up to verse 12 with this. So when we talk about this idea of God being a protector, a refuge, Jesus actually uses this psalm to quote when he's being tempted by the devil in the desert. And I think that should be really telling for you and for me. When we talk about this idea of fear, should I go out in public? Should I not wear a mask? Should I wear a mask? Do I need to wear gloves? How closely is that person standing to me? Those are all fear-driven questions. And there's a power in rooting our trust, our faith in God as our protector. So even the fact that Jesus uses this exact psalm to tell the devil to take a hike is, I think, really powerful when we talk about this idea of fear. Whether Jesus was afraid in the desert, I don't know. He was definitely resolute on his position, as far as, I'm not going to serve you, devil. Tempted, absolutely. And we are tempted to let fear dictate our lives instead of God dictating our lives. Now, that also means that we are good stewards of everything God has given us. And there's a time and place. And it's also very reasonable to understand that God has promised to be with us, to protect us, that this life isn't our permanent place of residency, thank goodness, right? Heaven is that. So, like I said, realizing that Jesus uses this psalm to tell the devil to take a hike because he takes God at his word, that he is his refuge and his strength, that's powerful for you and me. And it should be a psalm that we abide in, a psalm that we take peace in, knowing that this is the God that we know, the God that loves us, the God that cares for us. The maker of the whole universe has promised that he's with us through terrors of the night, arrows, pestilence, and plagues. All right, guys. So just a reminder, extra resources for Visual Faith Ministries, plus the scripture reading for today and the discussion questions are down in the comments. So we'll see you later. Bye.